This is one of the hottest pieces of footwear out there right now that you can find. We have today the Nike ReactX Rejuven8. This is the new foam sneaker from Nike and supposedly one of the best and possibly rivaling some of the greatest foam sneakers of all time. This piece of footwear is taking the sneaker world by storm right now as these clog style, Croc style, foam runner style, whatever you want to call it, style of sneaker is really just everywhere. You see this all over the place now, and this is Nike's latest attempt at kind of dominating the market. And to me, when you just see this initially, I think they absolutely nailed it. Now, I am a massive fan of the Yeezy Foam Runner. How does the Nike ReactX Rejuven8 compare to the Yeezy Foam Runner? Or even, I put another contender on this list here. I'm throwing the Yeezy Slide in the mix because look, this is kind of where everybody's been living nowadays. Whether you're talking about Crocs, whether you're talking about Birkenstocks or Yeezy Foam Runners, Yeezy Slides, like, convenience has become such a priority for people when it comes to their sneakers, and obviously comfort. Not only are these the easiest types of shoes to slip on, but these are shoes that you can just kind of live in all the time. So I'm gonna put this on foot. I'm gonna give you my honest review, and we're gonna compare the Nike ReactX Rejuven8 to some pretty goated shoes, in my opinion, or pieces of footwear in the Yeezy Foam Runner and the Yeezy Slide. All right, let's get our feet into these bad boys here. Now, the Yeezy Slide's obviously very easy to get on without bending down using your hand. I know that's important to some people, but you can pretty easily slide your foot into here. You got to kind of wiggle your way in just a little bit. Now, initial impressions on feet, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, the Yeezy Slide is nearly impossible to beat. This is moderately close. Now, the tech that Nike uses in this, the ReactX, is something that they use in running sneakers and things like that. There's some firmness to it when you compare it to the Yeezy Slide here. Let me put on a Yeezy Slide just to kind of give you what is the difference. So there's a level of softness and firmness to the Yeezy Slide that is so hard to duplicate. It's impossible to compare to. And I don't know what it is that's the formula on the Yeezy Slide, but I don't think anybody has been able to come close. I've never put on a pair of Crocs that I think has come remotely close. And I think that this Nike ReactX Rejuven8 is probably the closest thing that I would say to the Yeezy Slide in terms of just the overall on-foot feel, the softness plus the firmness, and then just the overall comfort on foot. Now, let's put it on side by side here with the Yeezy Foam Runner, which is admittedly a lot harder to get your foot into. The Yeezy Foam Runner is not as easy to put your foot into as the Nike ReactX Rejuven8, and it hugs your ankle just a little bit more. For a sizing reference here, I actually went with a size 11 in the ReactX Rejuven8. That's what I've gotten in foam runners. That's what I've gotten in Yeezy Slides in the past. So that's what I went with for this particular sneaker as well. And as you can see, I mean, the appearance of it is not quite as shocking as the foam runner, the Yeezy Foam Runner, although this has kind of been integrated enough into sneaker culture that I feel like it's sort of becoming more normal these days. But I don't know, you let me know what you think in the comments. Like, I like the look of this. I think that the pants that I'm wearing right now are about as baggy as I'll wear, and I like the draped look over the clog style shoes. Like, I feel like that's really the move, or shorts. So just not wearing like tight fitting jeans or things like that. You probably won't see me doing that, but I think overall these feel really, really good on feet. I have a decent amount of room here because I'm probably a 10.5 true to size, and so I went up to a size 11 for these. I like the feel of them. They're not nearly as like high quality on the top as the Yeezy Foam Runner. Like when you have on the Yeezy Foam Runner, you feel like this is like it's sturdier, if I can say that. Let's change colors here. Let's kind of put it on side by side with a more similar looking color. Once again, you can see how easy it is to slip into these things. Just a couple of wiggles and you are in. I do really like how these look overall, and I feel like you could get away with rocking them with this kind of a fit. I don't think it has to be athleisure. I don't think it has to be any sort of, you know, post-workout gear, things like that. I think you could wear them casually like this, just like you would wear a Yeezy Foam Runner or a Yeezy Slide, right? I mean, I think it's in that similar arena. And for those 90s kids out there, does this not look like the character from that old Mighty Ducks cartoon? I'll pull up a picture of him, but it looks just like the mask from that old 90s Mighty Ducks cartoon right there. So I really like it. I really do. I love that they put the rubber on the sole of the shoe. I think that really gives it that firmness that you're looking for from a shoe like this. You don't necessarily want it to feel like you're going to slip and fall on any sort of wet or, you know, whatever surface. This is the type of sneaker that I feel like it's going viral because obviously clogs are really in. That style of sneaker is really in, but does it compare truly with the Yeezy Foam Runner and the Yeezy Slides? I think to me, like, these are the ultimate pieces of foam footwear, and it's been way too long for Nike to not have any sort of legitimate competitor. I feel like this is finally that. Nike hasn't had a true competitor to the Yeezy Slide or to the Yeezy Foam Runner. They've tried, but nothing has even come close. And I think that people have been waiting for Nike to drop something like this because they just haven't been able to get into that realm of every Yeezy Slide that dropped, like those were selling out. Every Foam Runner that dropped, those were selling out. And the reason was not just because they were hype, but because like that was the wave of footwear. And for whatever reason, after everything went down with Kanye and Adidas and things like that, people seemed to really pivot more towards Crocs or Birkenstocks. And once again, it's like, Nike, where are you at, right? This is great. This is a great response to years of falling second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever place to Yeezy when it comes to the casual slip-on style of footwear. I would highly recommend grabbing a pair of these. This is an everyday type of sneaker. This is something that I'm gonna throw on when I'm going to the grocery store. This is something I'm gonna throw on if I gotta go get gas or go pick up coffee. This is something that, heck, you might even wear this if you're going to Disney World. It's just tough not to like this one. I think Nike really nailed the overall design of these and the feel on foot. Like, this is just really good. It's really quality. Definitely go grab these if there's a colorway that you really like, because you're probably gonna wear them a lot more than you think, especially with that rubber outsole right here where you're getting some traction underneath, which sets it apart from, like I said, the Foam Runner or the Yeezy Slide. That's one of the biggest differences there, and certainly with Crocs. And to me, when you look at these compared to a Croc, like I just don't like the way that Crocs look compared to this. I think that Crocs nailed the idea of the comfortable, quirky clog, but I don't think the execution of that idea is exactly where it needs to be. That's why I think there was a sect of people who, they don't like the Crocs, but they'll get on board with, you know, something like this. It's got a bit of a different take on that. And that's what Nike came up with here. You're still getting that sort of Croc Foam Runner vibe, but you're also getting Nike's design language and really just a nice overall take on this comfortable clog style of shoe. So appreciate you all so much for tuning in today. What do you think? Is this on par with the Yeezy Foam Runner, the Yeezy Slide? Is it something that you're interested in getting in, or do you think that this is just another trend that's gonna come and go like a lot of other ones. I think this is something that's gonna be here to stay. I think this is gonna become a very prevalent, kind of easy go-to shoe that Nike is gonna be able to sell a lot of every single year. And I think they did a good job. Like, you feel it underfoot. It's a good execution. It's really, really nice. I think it looks good with a variety of different types of outfits. And so I think Nike hit this one out of the park. Worth the wait, in my opinion, when it comes to finding something that can compare to what Yeezy has previously done. But thanks so much for watching today, everybody. For more sneaker, fashion, lifestyle content, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and click on the next video. I really appreciate you for doing that as I continue to try to build up this channel and just have fun sharing my passion for sneakers and fashion with all of you. But appreciate you so much. We'll catch you on the next one.